All right, guys, today we're going to install cover one. Okay, cover one's obviously one high free safety, man coverage all underneath. The blitzes we use out of cover one are saw, mash, wham, and triple. Okay, so if we were to call saw blitz, we obviously would have, we could call pinch, up, nose, tight, okay, black, brown, any of those line stunts we could run. Right now, let's just pretend we're running a pinch right call. Okay, we call saw. Sam will be blitzing outside. Will be blitzing outside. Opposite direction of man in front that we talked about earlier. So cover one for us is pretty simple. We number our receivers again. 1, 2. The three's in the backfield. 1, 2. Okay, corners. You guys are going to take inside man press technique. Inside man press technique. We're going to mirror the distance of what the wide receiver is off the line of scrimmage. Okay, the number 2 receiver, we're going to play off. Okay, so this will be our dog on this side. This will be our rover on this side. We again want to mirror the distance that the person is off the line of scrimmage. The reason being is that we want to create different levels for both of these guys. So if they were to run some type of crossing pattern or something like that, we would not run into each other. Okay. Mike linebacker, okay, we have I'm gone calls by the Sam and Will and a saw call, so the middle linebacker is responsible for the number 3 in the backfield. Free safety is just that. He is free, still starting out with the 10 yards depth, okay, staying in the middle of the center of the field and continue to make sure that we don't get any type of hole shot from the twos. Now, with this being said, let's pretend that number 2 over here motions across into a 3-by-1 formation. What we do at that point is we seesaw. Okay, we want different levels. So our corner will now come off. We'll be screaming seesaw, seesaw. Our dog will walk up onto the number 2, and our free safety will now walk down onto that number 3, creating or meaning that the seesaw, remember we're rotating now, the rover becomes our free safety at that point. The same thing if they were to go across with the 2-by-2. And this number 2 came over to this side, we would seesaw where the dog would come up top, and then all of a sudden, obviously the free safety would roll onto the number 3. So we have to preset counts exactly where we're at. If they line up in trips, we know immediately to seesaw. It's pretty simple. If they were line up in empty, at that point the middle linebacker will come over onto the number 2, the number 3, because that's his person at all times. If we call mash, it's the same thing. Middle linebacker will be blitzing. He's given an I'm gone call. Sam linebacker is blitzing. The will linebacker is now responsible for that number 3 or whoever becomes that 3. Okay? If we go into our next blitz, wham. Wham, Will and Mike. I'm gone call. I'm gone call, telling the Sam that he is now locked up with the line. The Sam is now lined up with the running back. If we go triple, we are all blitzing, opposite direction, and we'll have back to pitch technique off the blitz, meaning that if this back were to cross the face or try to bubble, we know that's our man now. Same thing if he crossed the quarterback and try to bubble, we know that's our man. So we have integrity with our cover one with the free safety being high. So today's blitzes are going to be saw, mash, wham, and triple. Okay, we'll only run triple today with our defensive ends going inside, ensuring that our Will and our Sams are staying outside. When we get a little more advanced, we can show you that when we run ups or any type of play where our defensive end is C-gap player and we're sending triple, that they would have the back to pitch technique, and therefore the defensive end would be actually covering our running back. But for today's purposes, we're going to focus on, again, our defensive ends going inside. Hope you like this, guys, and I'll see you next time.